Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Faux Real. This is episode 24 with comedian Erik Griffin. You've seen him on shows like Workaholics and One Day at a Time, Blunt Talk, You're the Worst, Arrested Development. He's all over the place. And of course, you can see him doing stand-up all over the place. And his second stand-up special called AmERIKan Warrior premiered on June 8th. It's already out and available on Showtime. You can watch it right now on the app. Erik and I had a lot of fun. I got really awkward. He made fun of me a lot. I deserved it. It's a really fun show. Let's get going with Erik Griffin. Here with me today, I have Erik Griffin. You've seen him on shows like Workaholics, Blunt Talk, One Day at a Time, You're the Worst. His second stand-up special, AmERIKan Warrior, premieres on Showtime as of this recording tonight, June 8th, but it's already out everywhere when you are listening.
Oh. In 6 months when this comes out.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm not that popular. This show will come right out within a couple weeks. So
all 7 listeners are gonna.
That's right, exactly.
Get the Showtime anytime.
I think it's closer to like 17 actually. Yeah, so it's
ambitious.
Nice. I know. Exactly. Erik, thank you so much for joining me here today.
No problem.
It's already been an adventure.
It's been an eventful morning. Apparently, the regular engineer doesn't like Erik Griffin, so he was like, "I'm not coming."
People are falling out all over the place. Yeah, it was one of those mornings too. It's been like I didn't have my coffee. There was no breakfast happening.
Yeah, and then there's this like weird hippie juice place across the street.
It's LA. That's what LA is all about.
Yeah.
If you can't have weird hipster places, you know.
It was such a there's such a LA place too over there. This juice place. And so the smoothie I got is called a filthy hippie. You tasted all of a filthy hippie.
All the creatures crawling around under the filthy hippie's beard.
Yeah, they put in an unfinished script.
Oh no.
I know my contempt for hippies. For hipsters in LA.
I'm just totally against like hipster drinks. Like I can't. My body repels it. It's like I have Midwestern taste.
From the looks of your body repels everything. You're like 92 pounds.
Metabolism, baby. Metabolism. I love it. It's pretty cool. So AmERIKan Warrior, already out and everywhere. Your comedy is so.
Did you see it?
No, I haven't.
Bastard. I know we sent it to you too. Wow. You got me waiting outside. He didn't even watch it.
I will watch it.
Yeah. Okay. So all 19 listeners, I'm gonna give you 2 extra.
Yes, I'm up to 19.
Yeah.
Hooray!
Good grief.
Oh man.
Well, then I'll tell you about my comedy.
Yes, please. Should tell me about it.
Well, I talk about a lot of current things, which is it's just kind of hard to do sometimes because you have to film, edit, and everything, and then you put it out. But the stuff's still happening right now because I talk about the national anthem, talk about the Me Too, I talk about Tiger Woods, a couple of personal stories, and I really went for it on this one. I think the specials aren't really special anymore because there's so many of them. So this is just some content. All comics are just putting out content, so why not make it topical? So that's what I did this time.
I absolutely agree. And you've been doing this for a long time, right? You started in 2003-ish.
Yeah, well, yeah, the first start was, way before that, but I wasn't really doing it, and then I quit for a long time because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know who to talk to, where to go. I'm from L.A., so when you're like born and raised in L.A. and then you're trying to get into the entertainment business, no one's trying to help you. It was a difficult thing. So I didn't know until later in life when I was like, oh, this is what I really want to do, and I attacked it. So yeah, started going to open mics and all that. Went to a comedy class, and then the rest of it is just me hustling my ass off till now I'm on your podcast, so you can see how far my hustling has gone.
Higher, Erik. Aim higher.
They said Tonight Show. I said nope.
Going on Faux Real. Well, this is the story that I'm going to tell on Conan eventually, right? So it all comes back around, right? I mean, what was your start having, this podcast with Erik Griffin? So
what got you into doing podcasting? That's what I want to know.
All right. And the interview turns around.
Yeah.
Well, honestly, there's no way I can say this without being cheesy. I want to meet my heroes. I want to meet the people that I respect in the industry. I'm trying to do it too.
Well,
I wanted a platform to be able to, just converse.
Well, have you been disappointed yet?
Not a bit.
Oh, okay.
Never.
You know how you meet people, you think you know them or you think you have an idea of who they are, then they sit across from you, and then you're like, oh, I don't really like this guy.
When
he'll be saying this on the next podcast about me. Well, this last guest.
I had Tiffany, I think we're low now, Tiffany, on the show. She's high up there. She's top 5 of my heroes. I've been listening to her music for my entire life. She was quite inebriated at the time, I will say. So that was a blast.
You had a drunk Tiffany on your show.
I did.
Well,
I did indeed.
Well, yeah, because she hasn't had a hit since the 80s, and now she's on your podcast.
Now, she was just having... all of that is true. But
so she was like, I need a drink. Oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Again, people, aim higher. But she was on the show. We had a lot of fun.
I'm sure you did.
That's it.
All right. Okay, so that's Tiffany. Who else?
Weird Al called into my old show.
Oh, I love Weird Al.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, he's like...
He's a genius.
He's also like... He's also like the mob because no one else does what he does. And I think he puts the kibosh on it, Yeah, I hear he might,
Well, yeah, he has to.
Somebody does like some spoof track, and he's like,
sure.
Hey,
with the invention of YouTube, it's all over the place,
Yeah.
But he's still doing it, and he got out of his terrible contract that he was in for years and years and years. So now he just does whatever the hell he wants.
Well, that last album that he came out with was his most successful album of his whole career, which is crazy considering all the hits he's had.
That's right.
Like Eat It,
40 plus year career.
Eat it.
That's right.
If it's getting cold, reheat it. I love that.
And he just played the Ace. I saw him at the Ace for his current tour, which is totally against he didn't do any parodies. It was all originals and concert only. No, he did it on purpose.
I know.
For the real fans.
Yeah. Yeah.
Points itself right here, baby.
Do you know how furious I would be if I went to a Weird Al concert and he was singing original music? Like, are you kidding me? Like
that's why he did it. And you know what?
Oh my God.
Sold out. He's sold out.
Of course, he's sold out because people are coming. They think, but I bet you they wouldn't be repeat customers. You know what? What? Are you kidding me?
He played 2 nights.
You don't go watch a magician, and the magician starts doing he's like, well, I'm going to do my stand-up comedy routine. You're like, yo, David Copperfield. We came here to watch you make shit disappear, right? Him and I did it. We're on the same page.
He played 2 nights at the Ace. I think it very well sold out both nights. Because he had one on May 11th.
Tiffany and Weird Al's publicist right here. This guy.
That's right. I would love to do that.
All right. Please, well, you know what?
Please book me. Please hire
more
me.
Power to him. I guess he is a great musician. Probably. He's a great performer, and he probably his whole life was sitting on this album of this is what I really want to put out. This is my heart project, but he's known for people are like, sing the parodies, and
yes, of course.
Was like, no. He got an acoustic banjo, and he I'm going to do it this way.
Yeah,
I don't know.
He went Steve Martin with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you had Weird Al, Tiffany. Who else?
Weird Al was on the old show. This show I've had Patrick Bramall from No Activity on CBS All Access, Wendy McLevin-Covey. She was on for a short bit. I did a red carpet interview for the Goldberg's 100th episode event. So Leah Thompson jumped in there because she directed it. And it goes pretty well. I have comedians, authors, filmmakers, sometimes sexuality experts. That's a lot of fun.
Sexuality experts?
Oh, yeah.
Did they delve into your...
They sure did,
your questionable sexuality?
That's right. Exactly. Extraordinarily questionable. Yeah. Where my listening audience is still trying to figure it out, honestly. That's right.
There's a poll on the website.
That's not a bad idea, actually. I think that would boost my listenership quite a bit.
You're fun,
I try, man. It was cool. Tiffany played the Whiskey A Go-Go, and so she...
Isn't it great that those places are still when you look back, say 30, 40 years at the Giants that have played at those places, like,
Absolutely.
right down the street here, it's great. We're off Sunset right now.
Mm-hmm.
And Whiskey Go-Go is a good spot. The Viper,
it's legendary.
The Viper Room,
right?
And the Roxy, Whiskey Go-Go. This is what a epic place to live, Los Angeles, with all the history of entertainment. The man's Chinese. Everything's right here. It's great.
Yeah,
that's why it was so hard for me to, like a lot of people want to get into the entertainment. There's no real right or wrong way. There's no clear path. But when you're in a place where you have like 250,000 people have just got here to do the exact same thing that you're doing, man, I don't even know how I made it.
How did you make it? I brought it.
Yeah,
I brought it around.
Yes. He was so excited. Got him. Back to my notes.
You're caught now, baby. You're caught now.
I don't know. I just stuck with it. Any advice I would give anyone is just like stick with it. I always say this. I heard this quote once and I always repeat it. People don't fail in this business, they quit. So you got to just stick with it. Be a little delusional. I think every person in the entertainment business is a little delusional because we got to think, hey, I'm a star. I can do this. Then we try to achieve that. And then the path to trying to achieve that's your career.
I love that. You and me both, man.
This isn't the end goal, though, for you, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's like... No, because this is such a new thing. I mean, like podcasts are huge.
Absolutely.
I did like Joe Rogan's podcast the other day. And
awesome. How was that?
It was like doing Carson in the 70s. Like I've never gotten that many followers from doing anything.
Oh, yeah.
Even TV. Like 5,000 new followers in one day. It was crazy.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, this is a viable media outlet.
Joe Rogan's killing it. Chris Hardwick is an absolute beast. I definitely aspire to propel the show to that level. It's pretty
engineers
amazing.
will show up on time.
Well. Everybody's here.
You think Hardwick's engineer will have me standing outside?
Yeah, maybe. Katie's a jerk. I'm kidding. Love you, Katie.
Oh, you know all the engineers? This is crazy.
I do. I'm kind of a podcast nerd. You have to be to keep doing this stuff. You know what I'm saying?
You can probably name more engineers than you can name a Tiffany song.
The show will never air.
This will be in some deep archive.
That's right. They're gonna have to sign up to Stitcher Premium to hear this episode. That's how you do that. Patreon, $500 a month. What else you got going on, man? I'm kidding.
I love how flustered you are. Well, I got my special. Okay, then I'm also on I'm Dying Up Here, which is still on. I don't know when this is going to come out, but it's Sundays on Showtime, 10 p.m. on Showtime. And if you have the Showtime Anytime app, or you can look at it on demand if you have Showtime, you just watched season 1, and we're knee deep into season 2 right now. So, it's been very rewarding, to go from like Workaholics to be this weird character to go to play like a character with like, some depth to really like have to be an actor. It's just been very rewarding, very challenging and very rewarding.
Yeah, there's you really go to some dark places with that show.
Wait, have you seen I'm Dying Up Here?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Yeah. Just checking.
Yeah. I've seen the show and your work in it, and it is really great to see your comic sensibility sort of jump off a psychological ledge, and that's really cool.
I enjoyed making that show. I really did. I enjoyed all the people I was working with. Some really great people on the show. Clark Duke, Michael Agriano, Andrew Santino, Al Madrigal, of course, the great Melissa Leo, Ari Grainer, RJ Seiler. I mean, there's so many great people on the show. Jake Lacey. I don't even want to miss anybody. There's so many of them. But it was very rewarding experience.
That's pretty incredible. So this show...
Did you watch Workaholics?
I have not watched Workaholics.
No, you know what? That's fine. That's actually great. Workaholics is a whole different type of. You probably watched Workaholics. Yeah. See, I could tell. I know this guy. He smokes
Trevor's
weed.
a fan.
He's a pothead, and I know he likes Workaholics.
Of course.
But you
I just
you were
haven't
watching
seen
Cosmos.
Nah. I was
your
probably
show?
watching Next Generation or something.
Oh, are you a nerd like that?
Of course.
Oh, wow.
I'm the highest level of nerd, yeah.
Star
Trek, Star Wars.
Oh,
yes,
okay.
please. All of it.
Did you see Solo?
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
I did.
I didn't understand the timeline. Then you come to find out that apparently it's canon that guy survived, which
Yeah.
I still don't get the timeline.
I don't know,
How is that timeline possible?
I don't know.
Like he's just about to go see.
It isn't possible.
And,
but,
and the guy playing Solo looks the same age as Harrison Ford looked in the original one. So when when is he going to see like he's obviously going to see Jabba the Hutt, right? So that timeline is all off because Anakin Skywalker was a little kid.
Right.
Yeah, anyway, I can't stand that kind of stuff.
They'll retcon it all in the next one.
Are they going to make another one?
Of course, they're going to make 50 more of them.
No, but I don't know. No, what I'm saying.
You mean a direct sequel of Solo?
Yeah. Solo 2. Are they going to call it Duo or
Childish Gambino's Revenge? I don't know.
Yeah. Oh, they're talking about making a movie for just him. I didn't like the giant octopus thing. I thought that was like. It didn't feel like a Star Wars movie.
It really
right?
didn't.
It didn't at all.
No. It had all the characters. I mean, it was fun, but it wasn't. It wasn't great.
I like delving into the universe the way they're doing, and and this is directly related to because of what the Avengers did. The big branching off in all the characters, but making them all one universe. I love the fact that they said, well, let's take the Star Wars universe and let's explore it. But they've done. It's been a lot of misses, man. A lot of misses.
Yeah.
Rogue One was my favorite of all the new Star Wars movies.
Yeah, agreed.
I think that was the best one.
Rogue One is incredible.
Yeah, that was the best one. But crazy that they took 30 years to explain this flaw in the Death Star, so we could finally go, oh, okay, now I get it.
Right,
because they
did it really well.
That was just dumb.
Yeah.
But then you cut to that other stupid one that came out, the first one that came out. So let me get this straight. In 30 years, you haven't figured out that this Death Star can get blown up so easily?
Yeah.
And it was so stupid. So they sneak in the back door.
Right.
And then a random high-ranking captain just happens to be roaming around this back door. Then they take,
as they do.
Then they take this captain to a random terminal to bring the shields down. You mean to tell me that nobody in mission control could have said, hey, the shields are down. All right, let's put those bitches back up. No one could have done that. Like it was so stupid. And then they blow up another massive where are they getting the staff to work on this?
Right? And all the materials. Like
if you're working for Carnival Cruise Line, okay? Right. And they only got one ship and that bitch sinks and then the next ship sinks. Are you working on the third one?
Yeah, probably not.
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
If you heard your last two sank, I don't think I want to work for you. Like, I just think that was so stupid. But actually, it's only been, if you think about it, of all the Star Wars movies, all of them, let's count the originals and everything, there's probably been 4.5 great movies.
Yeah, agreed.
Counting all of them. Because most of them are really bad. Now that we come to think about it, right?
I don't want to go quite that far.
Okay, you got the first three. You like the first three.
Are just, let's just not count them at all.
No, but you have to count them. That's my whole point.
Come on, man.
They're all. I'm sorry to just crush your nerd world.
Fine.
I'm a nerd too. I love it. I like that world. I loved I didn't like all the Avengers movies. I think, for instance, Black Panther and this last Avenger are by far some of the worst of the series.
Really?
Yes.
You didn't like Black Panther?
No. First of all, this nanotechnology.
Okay, we got to get into this.
This nanotechnology nonsense, it's too far-fetched. All right, let's go back to the original Iron Man. The entire movie is explaining this technology so you could suspend your disbelief. So when they finish with the movie, you go, I believe that this is possible. Okay? In this Black Panther, I don't believe this technology is possible. This leap of faith that so we have this thing, this meteorite, and then they've harvested this whole thing, and now it's this massive technology. It's not believable. They took us too far, too soon. Thor and the gods are more believable than the Black Panther universe.
I'll agree with that. That was a little bit too far.
And no one knows about Wakanda. Come on. Come on. And like, by the way,
They got shields, man.
yeah, that's not enough. Like they
It's
should have
not.
they should have had a room, like all they needed was one scene with like a room full of 20 people at computers. And their whole job is scrubbing the internet of Wakanda references. You know what I mean?
That was a deleted scene, man.
Yeah, that
You
should have
haven't
been a
seen that
deleted
scene?
scene. You know, that would be then you go,
It's on the
okay.
DVD.
That's all we need to make little jumps in faith. And that's just bad storytelling.
Maybe it was Shuri. Shuri might have been behind that.
I didn't
actually.
like, I'm telling you, I just did not like
that.
it.
Maybe that'll come up in Captain Marvel.
Yeah, and then that's like, oh God.
Because that's taking place in the 90s, right?
I listen, I get it. You know, but again, I didn't like Infinity War either. But you had to go see it because they've been building up for 11 years.
Yeah.
Like even if it was going to be even if somebody said this is a horrible movie before you went, you would still go. You're like, I have to go. This was the whole point. Right? So
Why didn't you like it?
I did. Like, first of all, Thanos was the hero.
Yeah.
Okay, he's the hero of the movie. So
Right.
you're telling me that, like, so why if he's gonna snap his finger and kill half the universe, why let any of these people survive when you're fighting against them?
He doesn't care.
No,
They're gnats.
then there was no reason for him to let them survive. Okay, and if that's the plot, like he won. He killed everybody that he wanted to kill.
Yep.
He had a solid justification for it because overpopulation is killing planets, is killing our planet, right? Even right now in real life.
True.
You know, and so he won. Then he retired to his little hut.
He sure did.
To the sunset. He's like, I did it. All right, I'm done. He wasn't evil, maniacal guy. He was like, this is a reason for doing this, you know? And now what's going to happen? They're going to steal the thing back and snap their fingers and bring everybody back?
Are they? Is that how it's going to happen?
How else is it going to happen? They're already, if you go on IMDb, they're already making the Spider-Man sequel, so you know that he survives. It's just dumb.
Yes.
Did you like it? I thought it was dumb.
But we got it. We're gonna bring Captain Marvel in, right? And all of that stuff is gonna happen, right? First, we also got to see what Thanos. Remember, he said that he pushed aside his destiny once before, right? So what happened before? Did all of the what's currently taking place and what we saw as that current timeline happen in other timelines?
Who knows?
Right? Because when Doctor Strange looked across the multiverse, he only saw one contingency where they actually won, right? So what happened in all the other times that they were trying to make? I
know, and that's another thing too. Is like that's tipping. Like, look, we know they're gonna win. I mean, it's just. Like, come on, dude. It's like, that's why I didn't like it either. It's like, you know, that's what I'm saying. If you're going to kill people, just kill them. If you know you're going to just bring them back anyway, what's the point of, like, in this story, he's fighting against these people. What's the point of keeping them alive? Actually, Thanos wasn't all that bad. I got his justification. What he did was horrific, right? But I get the justification. And by the way, he loved his daughter.
Yeah.
He proved he loved. He was a loving.
He killed her.
He was a loving father. That was the only way.
He threw her off a cliff.
But because he knew that sacrificing this sacrifice was worth. You know,
if you, Erik Griffin, had the Infinity Gauntlet, how would you use it?
Okay, if you're worried about overpopulation, snap your finger and make the planets bigger.
That's it. Right, but if we're
or downsize,
right, but our planet's pretty big, and we've been killing it for the entire time.
Okay, so you snap your finger, you snap your finger, you make clean air. Snap your fingers and like make crops grow. Smack your fingers and take away pollution. Snap your fingers.
So
and,
with that reasoning,
how about, you know,
so with that reasoning, you're still going to argue that Thanos was the good guy then because he could have done all.
No. I know that, but that's why I said he had solid justification. It wasn't right. It wasn't right, but in the end, if you were following him as the hero, he won. He's in a hut with the sunset, like he said he was going to do. He vanquished all his enemies. I just thought it was, ugh. And then the movie was so dumb. Even the movie knew how dumb it was. There was a scene where the lady, like Scarlet Witch, comes down and helps them, and then the movie knows how dumb it is because in the movie it says, "What was she doing up there the whole time?" Like that's them saying this was really stupid, and you know they thought it was funny, but it actually pointed out like, yeah, what was she doing up there? You know what I mean?
Well, there were a lot of things out of whack that they keep trying to retcon things because also there was also the thing where the first Avengers takes place at a certain point in the history that makes, what was it, the first Spider-Man's return out of whack where so anyway,
no, I get you.
Really confusing.
No, I get you, but it's
they're trying to fix it as much as they can.
I like what they do.
And
I
no
love
matter what they're doing, it's all fun.
Yeah, exactly,
right?
exactly.
It's always a good watch.
It wasn't a terrible movie, but it wasn't the best in the series. Civil War I like better.
Yeah, Civil War is the best of
Winter Soldier.
MCU. Yeah.
Winter Soldier was better. The first Iron Man was better. There's better movies in the series. So we'll see.
I'm looking forward to Ant-Man and the Wasp too, because why not?
Yeah, why not? But at this point now, we're kind of like, all right, I'm done with this universe. The problem they're having, to me, in the universe is, you can't just have a single Thor movie like not Ragnarok, which Ragnarok was better. Guardians of the Galaxy 1 was better. There's just 6 or 7 better movies than Infinity War, okay? But anyway, the problem in the universe is the one Thor movie, I think it was Thor 2 or 3, whichever, 2.
Dark World.
You can't have stuff happening and we know these other people exist. Where are they? Like there's an attack and Iron Man doesn't show up? Where's the Hulk? Where's Captain America? Like you can't do that anymore. We know, like, and it's actually actually. Let me tell you something else is done. I can't watch any Marvel movie now you can't have the words Marvel on a movie because now the whole universe is connected in our brains. Right. So like when we watch an X-Men movie, you can't help but go, where are the Avengers? You just your brain goes to that.
They're getting ready to fix that.
But you know what I'm saying?
With the new Fox merger, they're going to fix that.
Oh, well, they have
to.
Because you can't. The universe.
Hopefully, crossing all of my appendages, there will be that credit scene in Ant-Man and the Wasp with the nice Wolverines nicked.
Oh, that'd be great
or something.
I mean, that's what we need because then it's like our brains will go like, oh, okay, now it's all stitched together.
And maybe that is the key to doing something well with the Fantastic Four if they finally bring them over into the full MCU, and then we can see that play out, especially Silver Surfer, who actually, in the comics, he's has
supposed
a
to be
lot
a part
to do,
of this. Yes,
with the Infinity War. He's supposed to be all up in there.
And remember that, and what Galactica or whatever, Galactus. He was supposed to be. They ruined that in Fantastic Four. They ruined it.
Too many damn characters.
Too many characters. But the thing is, what I'm saying though is like, we can't. The cat's out the bag, as they say. Like our brains won't allow us to create separate universes for these worlds anymore. Like we can't do. I'm just telling you, try to do it. You can't. Like you can't do it. Like if you're watching a Marvel movie, you know that everything is connected now. Like normally when you went to a movie, you went, okay, this person, like you saw a Spider-Man movie and you forgot about that Spider-Man lives in a world with other superheroes. We just went, he's the only superhero. Now they've taken that away.
Right.
And your brain will not allow you. It will not allow you to separate it.
It never did.
Right. So,
I always wanted to be Spider-Man to be in there. I was like, God damn it.
I know.
Get your shit together, guys.
No, but now,
Spider-Man
but even still, when I look at the X-Men world, I think to myself, oh, this is not right. They're not the only ones, this stuff is happening, and what are the other superheroes in the world doing?
Did you see the Deadpool movies? Did you see Deadpool?
Oh, I love Deadpool. I love
so
Deadpool.
Great.
That's just, they should all be rated R.
Agreed.
Dude, by the way, if you're talking about all Marvel movies, if we connect all the Marvel movies,
it's going to happen.
Like Logan.
Eventually,
Logan was one of the better. Like when those claws in the beginning of the movie went through that guy's head.
Yeah.
For the first time in 15 years, we've actually seen the claws do what they really would do.
Right.
That was jarring.
It was.
I was like, oh, whoa, I can see why they never showed this because it was too much.
It was.
It was great.
But it was beautiful.
But it was it was too much.
Yeah.
I was like, oh yeah, that's what the claws would do. Like your suspension of disbelief where you're like, when he's like slashing for 10 years and there's no blood or anything.
Right.
When you finally saw it, I was like, damn, Wolverine's a bastard, right?
He sure is.
Yeah.
But that's what he's supposed to be.
Isn't it great?
Logan was incredible.
How comfortable he is in this nerd world?
All day, man.
I love it.
All day. Deadpool 2 was absolute. It was incredible. Logan was incredible. I can't wait to see.
I would like to
what
have
they're
seen
gonna
them do
further-
some
how
sort
they're
of
gonna further it.
crossover. You know, I thought you know one of my favorite scenes in Deadpool. It's just it's just funny. Is he's in the mansion and you open the door and and they're
the X-Men cameo.
The X-Men were there.
Sure.
I thought I was like, that's great. You know what I mean? Good for them. You know,
Right.
good for them because really Deadpool really is a fuck you to comic book fans. You know what I mean? That's what it really is. It's just like like, hey nerds, chill out. This is just a movie. We're having fun. And that's what it is. It's just like it really takes you out of, it's such a refreshing way to do a movie. It's just like, we're in on the joke, and at the same time still being like getting everything we want, death, destruction,
Absolutely.
Adventure. It's such a great
Meta
thing.
pop culture references.
Yes,
And
yes.
and Ryan Reynolds
It's-
tried so long, to actually have that made. Like,
and when he was killing himself in the, oh my God, that was so great.
Yeah, it was, man. Blowing himself up.
Oh my God, but the thing about it is, like, it's really a ADR movie, which is really what's great about it. That's why you think about it, you never really see him, you never see his mouth, so. The performances came out so fantastic because he's in a booth and they probably did like 35 takes.
Wouldn't that
Till
be
he got it
wild?
right.
Wouldn't that be wild if it won an award for sound design? Because it was really well done in that aspect.
It was well done. I enjoy that series. I hope they continue it. I hope that they pick another one to go rated R. Just one time. I would love to see just the Avengers rated R.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I know it would never happen, but
Nah.
I would love that.
Of course,
I
we all
would
would
love that. Captain America like breaking somebody's neck. It's like this is they try. There's some real. There's as real as it can get. And the one thing another movement that I've noticed in the superhero world is this like leap towards realism. And in both DC and Marvel. They do it. And that's another thing that the cat's out the bag that we can't go back from. No, you can't just destroy a city and not have some consequences. Like, we're all like, yeah, Superman, you, like, 8 million people are dead, bro. You can't just.
No doubt.
This is $1 trillion in damage. We're not just going to move on from this.
Well, the problem with DC is they want all of their characters to be Batman.
I disagree with you.
In their cinematic universe.
No.
Keep trying to make everybody Batman.
No, I disagree.
Okay. I'm open.
Let me hit you with this.
Okay,
this is what I
bring
think.
it.
There are 3 characters in all comic books that even the average person knows the origin story. Okay? Spider-Man, Superman, and Batman.
Right.
That even the average person, you could be like, how did Superman, he's from Krypton, I think. And all right, they know Batman's story. His parents were murdered. And because of that, and same thing with, Uncle Ben gets killed. Everyone knows these origin stories. And so Marvel did it right because they made 3 or 4 really bad movies. Captain America 1. Okay. Thor 1. But these are origin stories. They set it up. You saw where they came from. So even if it was good or bad, we have a little attachment to them. DC never did this. They skipped all the steps and went right to Justice League. Reason why Wonder Woman, it was a great movie. All right. Good enough is what I'm saying.
Yeah, good enough. All right. I'll leave it there. Yeah.
You learned about her.
It was a 2.5 out of 5.
You learn about her. Okay, so they needed to do that with all of those characters. They were trying to compete with Marvel, and so you're meeting these characters for the first time, and I'm like, okay, what's the Flash? Like, where did he come from? What's Cyborg's deal? And then we already know Batman. That's why they didn't even. You could just have him show up. Then they had that awful Suicide Squad. Like,
I'm aware.
One of the take Will Smith out of that movie. Oh my God.
Yep. And that's why he was there.
Like,
it didn't help.
But I just think that's why I think that the DC's problem. I don't think they're trying to make him Batman. I just think that there's not enough setup for us to understand why these people are here and what they're about. And the Superman character, the problem has always been with Superman is that he's too powerful. He's just too powerful. There's nowhere to go. He has no match. Like that fight scene between him and Batman. Okay, I get what they were trying to do, but literally Superman can end this at any time.
That's right.
At any time he can end this fight. So it's a testament to his character that he's like, okay, Batman, I'm gonna let you do all this, but you push me, and that's what happens in the comics. You know what I mean? Like he goes off the deep end, and then he's gonna run shit. You know what I mean? So,
but Batman have safeguards against that, though.
Whatever. That's why they had to come up with the kryptonite. If you take kryptonite out of the equation, and then oh my goodness, right? But but still, it's just not. It's the best. But I'll say this about the DC universe: that Batman fight when he was saving the mom, that was the greatest Batman sequence of any of the Batman movies. Because it was like, if you don't know if you play the Batman game on Arkham Knight.
I haven't played it.
Oh, man. You play Arkham Knight? Yeah. See, he knows what I'm talking about. That shit was dope when he was, because it was everything in Arkham Knight. The disruptor, he hit him with the batarang, he hit it with the claw. I mean, everything he did in that movie is like in the video game, and the way they did it, and it was brutal and violent, and I was like, woo. But that movie sucked too. It sucked.
Yeah.
Batman wouldn't turn like that. They didn't show enough. Lex Luthor didn't do enough on screen to make Batman turn to murder.
Right.
They didn't do enough. So
never.
It never was enough. It would have to be something.
That's not his MO.
It's not his MO.
It's never been his MO.
It's never been, and I wouldn't believe it.
I've argued with a lot of people about this, and it never has been. All of the characters have taken their own iterations, and whoever draws them, whoever writes them, they take a little.
They take leaps.
A different leap. But Batman has never been one to kill.
Yeah,
that's just not.
I know, and that's why I'm saying that we needed more. We needed a solid justification for us to be like, oh, Batman's going off the deep end.
And that's what pissed me off about Man of Steel. I mean, a lot of things made me very upset and queasy about that movie. It's terrible, but
it was terrible.
But the worst part was him taking out Zod. Now listen, Zod he's the nth of evil, right? And he's killing people every which way, and he's destroying planets. But again, with Superman, not his MO.
Yeah.
How would he have figured this out? I don't know. Would have encased him in ice, threw him out to some distant planet, whatever. Well, I mean, there's a million different scenarios.
But check it out.
He wouldn't have just snapped his neck.
Yeah, but see, I disagree with you. That moment was a solid justification. He was about to, even though he just destroyed the whole city and probably killed like 100,000 people in the process, but here's a family right in front of him that he's making the snap choice right then and there.
Literally.
Do I stop him from doing it? Because and Zod's even saying, I'm never going to stop. Zod's telling him in that scene, I'm never going to stop. And I'm going to show you right now by murdering this family right in front of you. So he forced Superman into this thing. So I believe that more than I believe Batman
been forced into those situations over and over and over and over and over again. Now to go back to your earlier point, I do think a more suitable origin story for Superman that they're setting up in the current universe that they did leading up to the Justice League,
right,
would have helped that. Because, and this is back to where they keep trying to make everyone Batman, and they did the worst job was Superman on that. They made him broody and distant and, very, like psychologically,
Okay, but check it out. Check it out, though. But that was more, that's a believable thing. Like I like the realism of like, yes, here's a kid who has superpowers, and he's an outsider. He's a loner. Like, I don't mind that buildup. But like, what kind of how would a person live?
But then you lose the Clark aspect. which is part.
They just but they just didn't show that.
Character.
But they didn't that.
But they need to. But they.
I know, but I'm
essential.
not. But I'm okay with what they did show. What I'm not okay with is that they didn't expand on this character further, like to be like when he's in the real world. But I am more of the realism of like, yeah, people know that Superman's. You know what I mean? Like, because it's logical. Like, you know, like he's got glasses on, bro. Like we know. It's like
willing suspension of disbelief, Eric.
I know, but
of disbelief.
And so they went with it a little further to be like, yeah, there are people if they can figure it out. Just like how in the Batman world, you know, people that know Bruce Wayne is Batman. You know, like people that are involved in this, like, you know, they're like, hey, we know it's you, man.
Yeah, we get it.
We know it's you.
I got you.
You know, so
right.
But anyways, you know, it's like that's just. Some of our character, like the Batman character, is always going to be a fascinating, interesting character in the same way that Iron Man is, because they're the same character,
right?
You know, they're genius. Like what they never explore enough in Batman is what a genius detective he is. Mm-hmm. That's the part that they never really delve into. Like Batman is like Sherlock Holmes, man.
That's right.
And so, not just this, you know, billionaire, but you know, Tony Stark, same thing. They do it more with Tony Stark in terms of like his like, you know, I'm a genius.
I have this on a t-shirt. Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist, I think, or something. Yeah, it's Iron Man. And Bruce Wayne.
They're the same.
Absolutely.
They're the same character. They're both in a suit, you know. I know, they just the two they were competing with each other. DC, Marvel, they were like, okay, what are we
they've done it.
Yeah, what are we gonna do?
They've done it in the comics where they go up against each other. Yeah. It was pretty lackluster. I suppose it was exciting.
Now that would be more exciting than anything else, is like a Batman Iron Man crossover. I would love that. They should just get together, a little handshake deal.
I think
if you heard that they were doing a Batman, Iron Man, Avengers, Justice League, like you'd be like, our brains would.
It would be the biggest blockbuster of all time.
Yeah, our brains would explode, because now we're just like, well, the universes are now connected. Everything melds together.
Oh boy,
we couldn't watch any movie without being like, where's Thor?
they're gonna play with that in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. maybe.
Ugh.
Now listen. Have you seen the show lately?
I
came up.
stopped.
It came up. Everyone did, except me. I'm the only one watching, I think, now.
Well, I'm
but
not surprised.
I'm sure it isn't. But it has come just absolute universes from where it was. Season 1 was, I'm sorry, trash. But
there's not a lot they can do, because it's not like the real stars are going to show up to do a cameo on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., you know? It would be nice if they did. I wish it was part of their contract. I wish it was part of their contract, the movie contract, that you're going to do this movie, but you got to do 2 episodes of Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Right.
My God. That'd be so great.
Well, Sam Jackson made a cameo at the end of season 1. And then.
Because he doesn't turn down work.
That's probably true. No, you're right. But it's come absolute worlds from where it was. The last season was immense, and it really left a lot of questions, which I think they're going to go back and answer in Captain Marvel and, well, maybe Ant-Man and the Wasp, but probably not until
Captain Marvel is like, I hope that it's like, I'm sure it's going to be an origin story for Captain Marvel.
It has to be.
Because that's what they do. Because like what DC did is, you can't just introduce a character like this. Like, you got to be a deep cut nerd to know about Captain Marvel. Like, people don't know that Captain Marvel is the most powerful superhero in the whole universe. Like, people just don't know this
until you reached like demigod status. But she's the most powerful of the regular like, well, quote, human heroes.
Yeah. You know, and then what happened to the Hulk, man? Why did the Hulk bitch out in Trinity?
We're gonna find out about that. I have reason to believe the Hulk running in the trailer that they showed, that was on purpose. They did that on purpose.
You're so funny you say this.
They did
this
it.
Guy's
they
my
did
soulmate.
It on purpose.
Because I tweeted that picture like, this didn't happen.
No, but they know that. It wasn't a fluke. Obviously, it wasn't a fluke.
Right.
So they're gonna play with that whole, you know, Bruce and the Hulk going back and forth.
That's probably from the sequel.
There you go. Who knows?
Yeah.
I can't wait to find out.
Look at him. All right, man. This is enough nerd talk.
All right. You're right.
I got to get going here.
Oh, man.
AmERIKan Warrior came out June 8th. Showtime. You can watch it on demand on the app and Showtime. I'm dying up here. That's the other show that I'm on. I play Ralph, about the 70s. Jim Carrey produced. That's also on Showtime. And, I'm out there. I'll be at a city near you. If you're wherever you are, you can go to erikgriffin.com with a K, erikgriffin.com. I have them on my tour dates. You could buy tickets. I have links to the websites to buy tickets from my website. And, and I'm at you probably already, this is not coming out today because tonight I'm at the Irvine Improv. But I'll be in Albany. Just go to my website, erikgriffin.com, and you'll find where you can find me. And I appreciate.
Thank you so much for joining me. Where can people find you across social media?
Yeah, at Erik Griffin. So it's just my name, Erik Griffin, ErikGriffin. I'm Erik Griffin. I'm even Erik Griffin on Xbox.
Holy crap, that's awesome.
Yeah, so people always hitting me up like, let's play,
Sure.
But it's like, yeah, I love video games. I'm also in a gaming podcast called The Worst Fire Team Ever because I play Destiny. It's a great game. I've been playing Destiny now for 4 years. The most addictive game I've ever played. Yeah. And that's everything about me. And you know what? Awesome. When the next, what we have to do is we have to do like a nerd movie review next time.
Okay.
If something comes out, I'll come back on and we'll just talk about it. Because I love it. Yeah. It's like, it's rare that you could talk to somebody where we can like really like nerd out on all the facts.
I can go for days.
Yeah, me too.
Thank you so much, Erik. Really appreciate it.
Thank
of course,
you
can find me at all the places at Devlin Wilder and this show at Faux Real Pod. That's FAUX. Thank you so much to engineer Trevor. Thank you to producer Emily. Thank you to games producer Libby Ward, aka Sneaky Varmint. And thank you to my awesome editor, Shaun Offenbach. See you on the next one.